Batting third, number 22.
On a hot and sunny day in Fresno, California, Fresno Athletics Baseball is on the air as your Athletics will be taking on the Palo Alto Oaks in a doubleheader here in downtown Fresno. Hi, I'm Brian Welch of the Athletics Streaming Network. Glad to have you along here today on a Thursday afternoon, I should say. It's the Oaks and the Athletics. Apologies for the technical difficulties. The Wi-Fi is a little bit of trouble here at the ballpark, but we have resolved the issue. On the mound, toeing the rubber for your Athletics will be Kyle Rader. Raiding the plate. He froze. At the plate will be Anthony Ristrosi. For the Oaks in their blue uniforms from Silicon Valley on the way from Raider. We called for a strike. Here's your infield and outfield look for the Athletics. It'll be Anderson, Eric with an A, trying to have an A-plus day at the plate. He'll be catching today for the Athletics. It'll be Isaiah Clark at third base on the way from Kyle. A little bit outside for a ball. It'll be Brandon Dodd at short, Isaiah Ochoa at second, and Cameron DeMaria at first. Here's your starting lineups brought to you by DeMaria Law Firm. It'll be Tyler Fripolo, who had a ground out in the first. Gino Hutchinson, who had a ground out on the way, and a swing and a miss, and that will retire the side. We'll keep it here. It's Asani Sato, be the right fielder. He'll be batting fourth. Batting fifth will be Ryan LaPlage. Batting sixth will be Jason Arzonte. Batting seventh, I should say, Justin Verna. Batting eighth, Alex Wool, and batting ninth, Dante Ortiz. And your lineup for your Athletics will be Ryan Tiger batting first. Isaiah Ochoa will be batting second. Batting third will be Eric Anderson from Henderson, Nevada. Batting fourth will be Cameron DeMaria, the first baseman. Batting fifth will be Brandon Dodd, the shortstop. Batting sixth will be Steven Martinez, the left fielder. And batting seventh, I should say, is Isaiah Clark. His dad is in attendance this afternoon. Batting eighth will be Joseph Portwood. He'll be in right field. And batting ninth will be Ivan Ruiz. On the mound, toeing the rubber for the Oaks will be Romero Alvarez. But here we go. We'll take a commercial break. We'll be right back. Glad to have you along here in Fresno. Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletics Stream Network. We go to the bottom of the first here in Fresno as the Athletics come up to the plate as Ryan Tiger steps up to the plate out of Reedley College. Early going here in downtown Fresno at Chansey Park, home of the Fresno Grizzlies, the low A affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. On the way from Romero Alvarez will be called for a strike for an 0-1. On the way from Alvarez, he deals the cards to Ryan Tiger. Swing and a miss for a strike to make the count 0-2. Got to meet Ryan Tiger's dad yesterday in between game 1 and 2 of the doubleheader. Here they go. The leadoff man, Tiger, gets the cards, waits for the cards to be dealt from Alvarez. He caught a little bit below for a 1-2. A two-man umpiring crew here this afternoon here in Fresno, California. Here we go. Here's the 1-2 on the way from Alvarez. He sets, he froze. Swung on, going to be popped up. And that will land actually to the left of us here in our broadcast position right behind home plate. Here they go. On the way from Alvarez. Swung on, going to be popped up, tracked down by the catcher, Agrente. And that will land in the stands once more. Here's your infield and outfield look for the visiting Oaks from Palo Alto. It'll be Agente, the catcher. Over at third will be Wool. At short will be Divertos. Firpo will be at second. On the way and a swing and a miss, and Ryan Tiger will go down swinging here in the bottom of the first. It'll be Verna at first base. In the outfield will be Lugage, I should say. Hutchinson in center, and Sato in right. Here they go as Isaiah Ochoa steps up to the plate with one away here in the bottom of the first in game one of the doubleheader. Fresno trying to put something together here offensively. On the way from Alvarez, he sets, he throws. He caught a little bit below for a ball to make the count 1-0. But the Athletics trying to get something going here offensively. Had a great offensive fireworks show yesterday against Team Victory, getting the sweep. Second sweep of the season on the way. Swung on, going to be picked up across the way by the second baseman, Firpo, and he fumbled it. A base hit for Isaiah Ochoa. Ochoa, that's the first hit for the Athletics. As Eric Anderson steps up to the plate.
Number 19,
the catcher,
Eric Anderson.
Mr. Anderson was here yesterday. His dad, he got to watch his son play in the doubleheader against Team Victory. Here he goes for his first at-bat in the doubleheader against the Oaks of Palo Alto. On the way from Alvarez. He sets, he deals, he throws. Be called for a ball as the catcher, Agante, has to track that one down. So it's going to be, it was Tiger, Ochoa, and Anderson. On the on-deck circle will be Cameron DeMaria for the Athletics. Here they go for runner at first. One away, bottom one. Here comes Alvarez. He sets, he deals, he throws. Swung on and fouled to the left side. Anderson from Henderson, Nevada, currently goes to the College of Southern Nevada. The Athletics in their white uniforms with the yellow numbering with the green outline. The Oaks in their blue uniforms, kind of like has that teal for the trim, white numbering. Looks like a dark blue trim for the numbering as well. On the way from Alvarez, he sets, he throws. Be caught just a bit outside for a ball. But here we go. Runner at first, bottom one here in downtown Fresno. He sets. He throws. Swung on. That's going to be lifted. That's going to be into right field. A base hit for Eric Anderson. What a hit from the young man from Henderson, Nevada. Back-to-back base hits for your Athletics. As Cameron DeMaria steps up to the plate for his first at-bat.
Number 7.
The Athletics trying to play tough. They're trying to get on the board first here in Fresno. Cameron DeMaria waits for the first pitch from Romario Alvarez. First pitch on the way from Alvarez to Cameron DeMaria. He sets, he throws. He caught a little. They're going to call that a strike. Interesting call, but they'll make the count 0-1 with one away here in the bottom of the first with runners at first and second. Here they go. Here comes Alvarez. He sets. He throws. Swing and a miss, and both runners will steal second and third. Ochoa over to third and Anderson over to second. Fresno is in a prime opportunity to score here. But here we go. Runners at second and third. Fresno in the catbird seat here in the bottom of the first. Trying to strike first here in Central California. On the way from Alvarez. He called for a ball as it skips across the plate as Agente has to track that one down. Talking with the manager of the Oaks before the game, it's actually their 74th year in operation. They actually played for the pandemic. The count's 1-2. That's the longest running organization in the United States. On the way, the 1-2 punch from Alvarez. He sets, he throws. He called for a ball to make the count 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes and 1 away here in the bottom of the first in a 7-inning game. The Oaks and the Athletics will play another game right after this one. On the way from Alvarez. Runners on second and third. He throws. Swung on. And chopped foul behind the plate. Cameron DeMaria out of the University of Minnesota Crookston. The Golden Eagle at the plate. His mom and dad are here at the ballpark. His grandparents are listening on the Athletic Streaming Network. They always listen to the broadcast. And his girlfriend Whitney. She's here this week in Fresno. Here's the 2-2. On the way from Alvarez. Runners at second and third. Bottom one. He throws. He called for a ball to make the count full 3-2. Hey, there's Brandon Dodd. Brandon Dodd in the on-deck circle there. Hey, look at that. But here we go. On the way from Alvarez. He sets. He throws. Swung on. That's going to go deep into left center field. And it's going to be caught by that center fielder, Hutchinson. And that'll be a sacrifice fly. And that will bring in Isaiah Ochoa. The Athletics strike first here in Fresno. Two down here in the bottom of the first as Brandon Dodd, or Goose, steps up to the plate.
For the A's, number 33.
The runner at third, Fresno, trying to bring more runners in to try to get some more insurance here in downtown Fresno. But here we go. On the way from Alvarez. He sets. He throws. Whoa! Way inside for a ball to make the count 1-0. It's a great day for baseball here in Fresno, California. Early afternoon game. A little like a matinee like at the movies. But here they go. On the way from Alvarez. Runner at third. Two down. Bottom one. He sets. He throws. He caught a little bit upstairs for a 2-0. Brandon Dodd from Visalia, California, the former Mount Whitney High School Pioneer, at the plate. In the transfer portal at the moment, previously at Newman University in Kansas. Here they go. Runner at third. Fresno trying to strike offensively. Here comes Alvarez. He sets. He throws. He called for a strike. A two-man umpiring crew here this afternoon. The count's 2-1 for Brandon Dodd. But here we go. On the way from Alvarez. The Oaks and the Athletics. He sets, he throws. He caught a little bit upstairs to make the count 3-1. When I heard that we were playing the Oaks this week, kind of brought back memories of the Visalia Oaks. That's right, the team down in Visalia, currently the Visalia Rawhide. But the Oaks and the Athletics meet up once again. On the way. Swung on. That's going to be in the right center field. A base hit for Brandon Dodd. And here comes Eric Anderson. The score is now 2-0 Fresno. The offense is moving right along here in Chick-Chansey Park as Mr. Mustache Man himself, Steven Martinez, steps up to the plate. We had a little bit of a discussion in the dugout about who has the best mustache on the team, Brandon Dodd or Steven Martinez. But here they go. Here in the bottom of the first, Fresno leads 2-0 over Palo Alto. He sets. Here comes Alvarez. He throws. The first card swung on and fouled back behind the plate. Steven Martinez, the starting pitcher in Game 1 yesterday against Team Victory. Been at the plate for the Athletics all season, been on the mound, been in the infield, but he'll be in left field today. Something new, he was there in Reading on the way from Alvarez. He sets, he deals, he throws. Swung on and fouled back behind the plate. Hey, there's Gannon the Bat Boy. We're going to get him on the air today. Hey, there's Trey Williams and Matthew Lauren over to my right. But here they go, have a runner at first. Fresno trying to get something going here offensively to keep their offense moving. But here we go, runner at first. Two down, bottom one. He sets. Here comes Alvarez. He throws to Martinez. He called for a ball. Here comes Dodd. Dodd going to go all the way over to second base. He's still second base. The young man from Visalia, California, still second base. But here we go. On the way from Alvarez as Martinez digs his cleats into the dirt. On the way, he sets. He throws. Being caught a little bit upstairs for a ball. That's right, Martinez out of the University of Southwest in New Mexico, right by the Texas border. The former Sanger High School Apache at the plate. But here we go, on the way from Alvarez. He sets. He throws. Swung on, going to be popped up. Tracked down by the catcher Argante for Palo Alto. Cam Steiner, he'll get him out for out number 3. But the Athletics strike first here in Fresno. They lead 2-0 over the Oaks of Palo Alto. We'll be right back. We go to the top of the second. Fresno Athletics baseball on the Athletic Stream Network. We go to the top of the second here in Fresno as Sato will lead things off. For the Oaks will be Asani Sato, the right fielder for Palo Alto. Kyle Rader still on the mound, towing the rubber out of Austin, Texas. Will be going to Porterville College in the fall. On the way from Kyle. Be called for a strike. Paints that right zone perfectly. But here we go. Good crowd on hand here at Chansey Park for the second day in the homestand. On the way. Be called for a strike. Make the count 1-2. But the Athletics playing tough defense so far. A quick 1-2-3 out to retire the side. On the way, we called. He was caught looking. Second victim for Kyle Rader. As Ryan LePage steps up to the plate for the Oaks. The Athletics trying to keep their defensive ways all coming here. Glad to have you along here on the Athletic Streaming Network here in the top of the second. On the way from Kyle, he throws. He caught a little bit below for a ball to make the count 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes and 1 away here in the top of the second as Ryan LePage, the left fielder, steps up to the plate. LePage out of Kanata College on the way. Swung on, going to be drilled into right field. Tracked down by DeMaria. DeMaria camps under. He will snatch it out of the sky for out number 2. 2 down here in the top of the second as the catcher Jason Asante steps up to the plate. Current temperatures here in Fresno is a balmy 96 here. It'll be 105 here today. Hey, there's Gannon. Here they go. On the way from Raider, he sets, he throws. Be called for a ball. Make the count 1-0. 105 here today. I know it's a little bit high. I know that. I know. But hey, come on down. It's a great experience. And you get to come into a beautiful ballpark for free on the way from Kyle. Be called for a ball as the ball slipped out of Anderson's mitt. That's right. We'll keep doing our This Day in History, This Day in Baseball History, actually. On the way from Kyle. He sets. He throws. Be way outside for a ball. With 2 away here in the top of the second, Fresno trying to keep the Oaks offense off the board. Here comes Kyle. He sets. He throws. Be called for ball 4, just a bit outside. And Arzante will take a walk. As Justin Verna steps up to the plate for the Oaks of Palo Alto.
47, Justin Verna.
But here we go. Here comes Kyle Raider, a runner at first and 2 away here in the top of the second. He sets. He deals the cards. He throws. Be called for a ball as Eric Anderson has to track that one out, throws it over to second for the tag. He'll be called safe. Holy moly. And Arzante will still second. But here we go. On the way from Kyle, he sets. He throws. Be caught just a bit below for a ball. Kyle Raider from Austin, Texas, dealing the card to the Oaks. Verna, out of Kanata College. Many players on this squad from Kanata. Here we go. On the way from Kyle, he sets. Runner at second. Be called for a ball as Eric Anderson had to scoop that one up. He'll have a chat with Kyle Raider. Hey, there's the train horn off in the distance. But this pause in the action is brought to you by DeMaria Law Firm, DeMaria Insurance Defense, School Defense, and Employment Defense Law Firm in the Central Valley. Proud supporters of the Fresno Athletics. But a great day to be an athletic. The wind kind of blowing around. Not a cloud in sight. Well, I mean, there's some clouds off into the distance in center field. In the mountains, actually. 105, but the wind makes it feel like maybe 96. It'll be a high of 105 today. But current temperature is 98. On the way for ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Kyle Raider. 2 away here in the top of the second. Fresno trying to get out of the hole here. Trying to strand the runners. Now as Alex Wu steps up to the plate for the Oaks of Palo Alto. With their blue uniforms and white pants, the Athletics in their white uniforms and white pants. On the way of runners at first and second will be caught a bit upstairs for a ball. That's right, a little bit of an early start for the Athletics. Yesterday was a 2 p.m. first pitch. On the way from Kyle, he throws. Big call, just a little bit inside for a ball. That strike zone kind of difficult to read so far. But we're ready to go. Here comes Kyle. He sets. He throws. Swung on. Gonna be popped up. Tracked down by Tiger. He'll get him out for out number 3. And that will retire the sides. The Athletics with 2. And the Oaks with nothing. We'll be right back. This is Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletics Streaming Network. We go to the bottom of the second here in Fresno as Isaiah Clark will lead things off for your Athletics, as your Athletics lead by 2-0 over the Palo Alto Oaks. We did something a little bit differently on the Athletics Streaming Network yesterday. We did a This Day in Baseball History. Actually, Isaiah Clark actually suggested that to me and Reddit when we had breakfast at Denny's. But here he goes, as Isaiah Clark will face Romario Alvarez. On the way from Alvarez, he sets, he deals, he throws. Swung on, that's going to be going into right center field. It's going to be a base hit right near the warning track. Here comes Isaiah Clark at grounds on first. He's going to go all the way over to second base. What a play and what a hit by the young man from Fresno Pacific University. A standing double for the Athletics to lead things off here in the bottom of the second. But here they go, it's Joseph Portwood out of Benedict University
Joseph Portwood.
from Sacramento, California will step up to the plate. A runner at second and nobody away. Fresno trying to put some insurance on the Oaks. On the way, Alvarez throws. Swung on, that's going to go lifted into right center field. A great grab. It's not going to be caught. The right fielder, Sato, was not able to track that one down. And that will put runners on the corners. Sato had to do a sliding grab for it, but he fumbled the ball.
Number 13.
Well, that'll put runners on the corners
Ruiz.
as Ivan Ruiz steps up to the plate. For the Athletics here, batting ninth, his first at-bat this afternoon. Runners on the corners here is Fresno trying to get some insurance on the Oaks. He sets, he throws. Swung on and fouled to the right side. But glad to have you along here on the Athletics Streaming Network. It's a good one so far for the Athletics. Here they go. Here comes Alvarez. He sets. He throws. Swung on. That's going to be fouled to the left side. Wyatt Feathers had actually had to play a little bit of hopscotch down the third base line because of how that ball was almost came at him. That's right. Wyatt Featherson's over at third base coaching, and as always, Anthony Savala over at first base. As the ball is in deep left field, they'll have to get the ball out of play. But Ivan Ruiz out of Ridley College, the former Clovis North High School Bronco, at the plate. Here he goes. Runners on the corners here in the bottom of the second. Nobody out. He throws as Alvarez throws it over to first to try to get Portwood out for the tag out, but no dice. But here we go as the Athletics try to get something going here offensively. They lead 2-0 over the Palo Alto Oaks in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Here they go on the way from Alvarez. He sets, he deals the cards, he throws. Be called for a ball as Joseph Portwood will slide to steal second. Holy moly, what a run by Joseph Portwood. That'll put runners at second and third here in the bottom of the second. Had a good chat with Ivan up in Reading. You remember that on the Athletic Streaming Network. That was game 3 of the series, I should say, on the way from Alvarez. Swung on. It's going to be drilled deep into center field. Tracked down by the center fielder, Hutchinson. That's going to be a sacrifice fly, but here comes Clark. Clark will come all the way in. Fresno now leads 3-0 over the Palo Alto Oaks. One away here in the bottom of the second. We go back to the top of the order. Originally it was Ryan Tiger, but Justin Francis will make an appearance.
24, Justin Francis.
Justin Francis out of Porterville College steps up to the plate for his first at-bat in this doubleheader. On the way from Alvarez, with runner at second. Swung on, going to be popped up. Tracked down by the catcher Argente, and that will actually land to the left of us, actually. Close. Actually, we'll put Justin Francis as the 10 batter, actually. And there's Ryan Tiger in the on-deck circle. On the way. He froze, and that be called for the safe. Joseph Port will be called safe at second. On the way, and we call it safe once again. On the way. That's going to be popped up into center field. Actually, left center field, tracked down with the left fielder, Laganes, and he'll get him out for out number 2. Opioid got that ball.
Number 31, Ryan Tiger.
As Ryan Tiger steps up to the plate. Ryan Tiger for his second at-bat. Last time up was struck out by Alvarez. On the way, he froze. Swung on. That's going to be grounded to the third baseman. Woo, going to throw it over to first. And a collision, but Ryan Tiger will be called safe. But a little bit of a conversation between Alvarez and the infield umpire. Now the skipper for the Oaks will have a chat with the infield umpire, trying to make a case. This day in baseball history, actually. In 1921, the Cleveland Indians, or the Guardians now, and the New York Yankees combined for an American League record 16 doubles as the Indians or Guardians won 17-8. Cleveland had 9 doubles and New York had 7. This day in 1921, he'll be called safe by the infield umpire, and the Oaks infield is not happy. But here we go.
Isaiah Ochoa.
As Isaiah Ochoa steps up to the plate. Runners on the corners. Fresno trying to strike offensively here. He sets. He deals. He throws. He called for a ball as the catcher Agente has to track that one down. Arsenault, I should say. On the way, going to be swung on, going to be drilled deep into left center field. That's going to be a base hit. That brings one runner in. Now put runners back on the corners. Holy moly.
Now batting number 19.
But here we go as Eric Anderson steps up to the plate. Eric with an A, having an A+ day at the plate. Steps up for his second hit at bat. But here we go. Runners on the corners here. Fresno leads. They lead 4-0. He sets. Here comes Alvarez. Swung on. That's going to be drilled into right center field. Tracked down by Sala. That's going to be a base hit. Here comes a one runner in. And once again, runners on the corners for the Athletics. The Athletics offense is humming at the moment. It's a well-oiled machine here in downtown Fresno.
Fresno, number 7, Cameron DeMaria.
As Cameron DeMaria steps up to the plate for his second at-bat as the Athletics lead by 5-0 over the Oaks of Palo Alto. On the way from Alvarez. Runners on the corners. Bottom 2. He sets. He throws. He caught a little bit below for a ball. Remember last time up, Cameron DeMaria had a sac fly in the bottom of the first, which was a huge bomb in that left center field. Holy moly, if the wind was cooperating, that ball might have gone over the fence. On the way from Alvarez. Runners on the corners. He caught a little bit upstairs for a ball. Actually, we'll have a pinch runner for Eric Anderson. Will be Matthew Lauren out of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. But here we go. Alvarez deals the cards to Demaria. Runners on the corners here, bottom two. He throws. Swing and a miss for a strike. That's right. If you are in the Fresno area, come on down. It's a lot of fun being here at Chansey Park for the last homestand for the Athletics for this 2022 collegiate season. On the way, Alvarez throws it over to first for the tag out to try to get Lauren, but no dice. Well, that's right. It's around lunchtime, actually, around 1:10, I should say. I mean, you might be having a late lunch, having the broadcast on a Thursday afternoon. On the way from Alvarez, runners on the corners. He deals the cards. He sets. He throws. Swing and a miss for a strike. As the Athletics try to get something going here offensively, Cameron Demaria out of the University of Minnesota Crookston, the Golden Eagle at the plate. Here he goes. He sets. Counts 2-2. He sets. He throws. Swing and a miss, and Cameron Demaria will go down swinging. That will win the inning, but the Athletics put 3 more runs on the board. They have 5, and the Oaks of Palo Alto with 0. We'll be right back. This is Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletics Streaming Network. We go to the top of the third here in Fresno as Dante Ordonez will bat for the Oaks to lead things off. Kyle Rader still on the mound, towing the rubber for your Athletics as the Athletics try to keep the lead away from the Oaks. Here in downtown Fresno, on the way from Kyle Rader for the leadoff man, Dante Ordonez. He deals the cards, he throws. Swung on, going to be grounded. Gets across the way, going to pick the crossway and dot. Done, rifle it over to first, and that will be too late. A base hit for Ordonez, I should say. It's actually a change in the infield and outfield. Steven Martinez will be at third, and Isaiah Clark will be playing in the outfield. We've never seen Isaiah Clark play in the outfield. On the way from Kyle this summer season, on the way a bit upstairs, as a new batter steps up. Jordan Scott is the batter on the way, and Ordonez will still second.
Now batting for Palo Alto, number 28, Jordan Scott.
Jordan Scott, De Anza College. On the way from Kyle. He sets, he throws, be a little bit below for a 3-0. But the Athletics trying to play tough here defensively. Trying to strand the runner at second. Great opportunity for a double play. On the way from Kyle. Be a little bit upstairs for ball 4, and Scott will take a walk, putting runners on at first and second. But the Athletics trying to keep their lead intact here in downtown Fresno. As Tyler Frippo steps up to the plate, to the top of the order for the Oaks. Runners on first and second and nobody away. A double play might be in the cards for Kyle Rader. They caught a little bit below for a ball. But the Athletics in their final homestand of the 2022 campaign here in downtown Fresno. It's been a lot of fun being here at Chachansey Park, the low A affiliate, the Fresno Grizzlies, the low A affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. On the way, we call it for a strike. Speaking of the Grizzlies, this weekend's the Taco Truck Throwdown. That's right, tacos. The Grizzlies will be wearing taco uniforms, and taco hats. On the way from Kyle, he throws. Swung on, that's going to be a line drive across the way to Ochoa. He throws it over to second, double play! Holy cannoli! Wow, that will retire this side. So let's break this one down. It was Frippo line driving to Ochoa, stepped on the bag at second, threw it over to first. That's a triple play. Holy moly. Fireworks here in Fresno. Fresno leads by 5. 5-0 over the Palo Alto Oaks. We'll be right back. Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletics Streaming Network. We go to the bottom of the third here in Fresno as your Athletics lead by 5. 5-0 over the visitors, visiting Palo Alto Oaks in game 1 of the doubleheader. Brandon Dodd will step up for his second at-bat this afternoon at Chachansey Park. So on the mound, towing the rubber for the Oaks is Romero Alvarez. Here comes Alvarez. He deals the first card to Dodd. Swung on, that's going to go drilled deep in the left. That's going to go near the wall. That's going to go right by the warning track. Here comes Dodd. Dodd runs across the way over to second. That's going to be a standing double to lead things off for Brandon Dodd, Gooseman himself. Impressive performance by Brandon Dodd. And a great hit. That ball almost had the distance to go over. But here comes Mr. Mustache Man himself. Mr. Steven Martinez up to the plate as the Athletics try to keep the offense going here.
Now batting number 16, Steven Martinez.
Mr. Mustache Man, the two best mustaches on the team. We're still trying to figure out who has the best mustache. Yeah, I'll probably give a vote for you guys. Who has the best mustache? On the way from Alvarez. He sets, he froze. Whoa! And Steven Martinez was hit by the pitch, and that will put runners at first and second here in Fresno. As Isaiah Clark steps up to the plate, last time up, had a standing double in the second inning. Here they go. Runners at first and second and nobody away. Fresno trying to put some insurance on the Oaks. On the way from Alvarez, he sets. He deals the first card to Isaiah Clark. Swung on and fouled to the right side. That's right, Isaiah Clark out of Fresno Pacific University, the former Mendota High School Aztec, at the plate. Wind blowing out to right field, kind of what we saw yesterday. On the way from Alvarez, runners at first and second, he froze. Swung, be called for a strike. Clark wanted to swing for it, but decided not to. But here he goes. He steps back into the plate. He sets. Runners at first and second. Fresno trying to get something going here offensively. He sets. He froze. Be called for a ball as the Arsenal will try to steal the ball away. Try to capture the ball. But here we go. That's right. Tomorrow will be the SoCal Halos for a free game series for the Athletics. We might have a special guest on the air with me tomorrow. We'll keep that a secret till the second game. On the way from Alvarez. Way outside for a ball. But the Athletics trying to keep the offense going here. Keeping the offensive train moving. On the way from Alvarez. Runners at first and second. Fresno leads by 5. A $5 footlong. On the way, he froze. Whoa! Way inside to make the count full, 3-2. Well, that's right. Fresno and Palo Alto, a doubleheader today. And tomorrow we'll start a free game series with the SoCal Halos. You can catch all the action here on the Athletic Streaming Network. On the way from Alvarez. He sets. He deals the cards. He froze. Swung on. That's going to be picked up across the way to the shortstop. And he fumbled it. He froze it over to second, waiting to be called safe. That's going to load the bases here in Fresno. Holy moly. As Joseph Portwood steps up to the plate, an opportune time for a grand slam with bases loaded.
Now batting number 32.
But here we go. On the way. He sets. He froze. Swing and a miss as Portwood got a piece of it. Portwood from Benedict University. That's in the state of Arizona. Actually, fun fact, he was telling me during the Medford trip all the way back in June that Benedict University plays at the spring training home of the Fresno of the Oakland Athletics, actually. On the way from Alvarez, he sets with bases loaded here in the bottom of the third. He froze. Way inside for a ball. That's right, a 7-inning affair here this afternoon. Will be 2 sevens, then probably a 9-inning affair tomorrow. But here they go. Here comes Alvarez. Portwood's the batter. He froze. Swing and a miss for a strike as Portwood tries to settle down in the box. Bases loaded here in downtown Fresno. Alvarez is the pitcher. Portwood is the batter. Fresno trying to get a grand slam here in downtown Fresno. He sets. Here comes Alvarez. He froze. Swung on, going to be popped up. That will land somewhere right behind us. That will land to the left of us. Almost took out a fan to the left of me. But here we go. Hey, there's Trey Williams. Trey Williams is going to go track that ball down. Trey Williams was on the mound yesterday in relief. In game 1, actually. On the way from Alvarez. Bases loaded here. Portwood He sets. He froze. Swung on. That's going to be popped into right field. Tracked down by Sato. He will snatch it in right field, but Porter will be out for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. One down here as Ivan Ruiz steps up to the plate.
Number 13.
For the Athletics of Fresno, bases still loaded. Fresno trying to bring runners in. But here they go. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 3rd. Ivan Ruiz out of Reedley College, the former Clovis North High School Bronco at the plate. On the way from Alvarez. He sets. He deals the cards. He froze. Swung on to be grounded across the lines and over to Wu. Throws it back over the home, but Brendan Dunn will come back. Wild throw to the catcher, Arsenault, and that will bring 2 runners in for Fresno. They'll bring in Dodd and Martinez. The Athletics now lead by a touchdown. As Justin Francis steps up to the plate.
Now batting number 24, Justin Francis.
He steps into the plate for a second at-bat. Runners at second and third. Fresno trying to bring more runners home. On the way from Alvarez. He sets. He throws. Be called for a ball to make the count 1-0. Justin Francis out of Porterville College. They call him the engineer. Wants to work for Boeing in the future. Here they go. On the way from Alvarez. Runners at second and third. He deals the cards to Francis. Be called for a stride and make the count 1-1. Francis from Colorado. His mom and dad are listening to the broadcast now. And his girlfriend in Bakersfield, California is also listening. We found out last week that Francis's middle name is Wayland. On the way from Alvarez. Swung on, going to be popped up in the deep right. Tracked down by Sato. He camps under it. He'll get him out. But here comes Isaiah Clark. Isaiah Clark's going to go all the way home. He steps on the home plate. And the Athletics now lead by 8. Now we go back to the top of the order of Ryan Tiger.
Ryan Tiger.
As the Athletics try to strike here offensively, try to put some more insurance on the Oaks here. On the way, he throws. Be called way outside for a ball. Ryan Tiger is third at bat. Last time up at a base hit in the second, which cashed in a run, and he was struck out his first time at the plate in the bottom of the first. Here they go as Alvarez sets, but Ryan Tiger sets right back into the plate. Runner at third, he throws. Be called way inside for another ball. But the Athletics trying to play good offense here at the Chuck. On the way from Alvarez. Swung on. That's going to be drilled into left field, but that will be fouled. On the way from Alvarez, he froze. Bit upstairs for a ball. By current temperatures here in Fresno, California, and downtown, actually, the bullpen is active for the Athletics. Here they go. Runner at third. Fresno trying to bring Ivan Ruiz home. Swing and a miss for a strike. Ryan Tiger out of Reedley College trying to get something going here offensively for his team. But here they go. Runner at third. Fresno trying to strike here offensively. He sets. He throws. Whoa! Way outside. A wild pitch. Ivan Ruiz wanted to steal home, but decided not to. But that will bring Ryan Tiger over to first. Once again, the Athletics have runners on the corners. as Isaiah Ochoa steps up to the plate. Isaiah Ochoa had a base hit in the second and a base hit in the first.
Now batting number 26.
But here we go.
Isaiah Ochoa.
On the way from Alvarez. Runners on the corners here. Bottom free. He throws. Big call just a bit outside for a ball. Coaching over at first base is Anthony Savala, and coaching over at third base is Wyatt Featherston. Here they go, on the way from Alvarez. Runners on the corners here, bottom free, he throws. Swung on him, he lines right over to Alvarez, tosses it over to first to Verna, and he'll get him out for out number 3. And that will end the inning here in Fresno. Fresno puts 3 more runs on the board. They lead 8-0 over the Oaks of Palo Alto. We'll be right back. Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletics Streaming Network. All right, we go to the top of the 4th here in Fresno as Gino Hutchinson will lead things off for the Oaks. First pitch on the way from Kyle Rader will be caught a little bit outside for a ball to make the count 1-0 for the leadoff man Hutchinson. Gino Hutchinson had a ground out in the first. On the way from Kyle, he throws. Be caught a little bit outside, 2-0. That's right. Yesterday when I came home, when I came back from the ballpark, I actually recorded the CCL showcase on the way from Kyle. Swung on, and that will be fouled to the left side. You don't know what the CCL showcase? It's kind of like the All-Star game for the California Collegiate League. Kind of like what we saw in Healdsburg, like the same type of player, same team. We actually saw a lot of players from Healdsburg in that lineup. A lot of people like Sundstrom and Holcroft in the outfield, and Sussler behind the plate. It was pretty fun to watch. Players that we've seen it this year. On the way will be called for a 3-1. But yeah, I was watching that. They had that at the MLB Academy down in Southern California, actually. But here they go, on the way from Kyle here in the top of the 4th for the leadoff man, Hutchinson. He throws. Swung on. That's going to be popped up in the left center field. That's going to go near the warning track. Here comes Hutchinson. Hutchinson's going to go all the way over to second base. A standing double to lead things off for the Oaks. as Anthony DeVarto steps up to the plate for the Oaks.
Now batting for Palo Alto.
In game one of this doubleheader. Bullpen still active for Fresno. Runner at second, Fresno trying to strand the runner and try to get out of this inning alive. On the way from Kyle here, top four. Fresno leads by 8-0. He sets, he froze. Big called for a strike. Impressive performance so far by Kyle Rader. Kyle Rader raiding the plate. He sets. He deals. He froze. Swing and a miss, and Grusoso was hit. He's on the ground. He's limping a little bit, but hopefully he's okay. He takes a couple swings and he gets right back at it. Here's the dimensions of the ballpark here at Chansey Park. It's 324 in deep left, 385 in left center, 426 across the way, across the street at the ballpark, 400 in deep center. On the way from Kyle, swung on. That's going to be grounded into right field. Here comes Hutchinson. Hutchinson's grounds across the way from third. He's going to go all the way over to home. And the Oaks get their first run of the game here in Fresno. Fresno leads by a touchdown, 8-7 over the Oaks of Palo Alto. Ashi Sato stepping up to the plate here for the Oaks of Palo Alto. On the way from Kyle, he sets, he throws. He called for a strike for an 0-1. Last time up, Sato was struck out by Kyle Rader. Kyle Rader already has 2 strikeouts to his name so far this afternoon. He froze. Anderson wants to throw it over the tag out at second, but the ball escaped. And that's a wild pitch, and Anderson wants to rough it over to third. He'll be called safe. Craziness here in Fresno. Sato is still the batter. Anthony DiVertori is at third as Fresno leads by a touchdown, 8-1 on the way from Kyle. He caught a bit outside for a ball for a 2-1. Hey, there's Gannon the Bat Boy. Here we go. On the way from Kyle, he deals the cards right in the plate. He throws. He caught just a bit upstairs for a ball. But glad to have you along here on the Athletic Streaming Network. On the way from Kyle, he throws. Swung on. That's going to go into right center field. And that's going to be a base hit, and that will bring in Derviso. 8-2, Fresno leads as Anthony Savala, the pitching coach for the Athletics, will have a chat with his right-handed pitcher. And the pause in the action is brought to you by DeMaria Law Firm, DeMaria Insurance Defense, School Defense, and Appointment Defense Law Firm in the Central Valley, proud supporters of the Fresno Athletics. And this day in baseball in 1945, the Detroit Tigers and the Philadelphia Athletics played 24 innings and ended in a 1-1 tie. Les Mueller pitched 19 2/3 innings for the Tigers. This day in 1954. But here we go. Here comes Kyle. Kyle deals the cards. Runner at first. Fresno trying to stop the bleeding here. He throws way inside for a ball. And this will be a 7-inning affair for game one, and it'll be 7 innings as well for game two. On the way from Rader. He sets, he deals, he throws. He called just a bit outside for the ball.
Ryan Lapiato.
On the way, will be called for 3-0. Ryan Lapioid. Lappy on the way. Kyle throws it over to first with a tag out. We got a pickle here in Fresno. Here comes Dodd. Dodd's got a tag. He's going to heal. There's a huge collision in between first and second base, and Brandon Dodd will get the runner out. We'll get Saito out. As Lapioid is still the batter. But here we go. But here comes Kyle. Lapioid is the batter. Kyle Rader is the pitcher. He throws way outside for ball 4. And Lapioid will take a walk over to first base. One down here in the top of the 4th as the Athletics try to stop the bleeding here as they lead by 8-2. As Jason Arsenault will step up to the plate for the Oaks of Palo Alto. On the way from Rader. He deals the cards. He sets. He looks over at first. He throws. Big called for a textbook strike. 0-1 is the count. But here we go. Here comes Kyle. Kyle deals the cards. He sets. Throws it over to first with a tag out. He'll be called safe by the infield umpire. But here we go. Wind picking up here in downtown Fresno. On the way, can be grounded. Brandon Dodd trying to get it, but that'll be a base hit into the gap in left center. That'll put runners at first and second. Walk and a base hit so far. Runners at first and second. Fresno trying to stop the bleeding as the Oaks trying to get some life here.
Number 27, Justin Verna.
As Justin Verna steps up to the plate. But here we go. On the way from Kyle. Kyle deals the cards. He throws, swung on and fouled to the right side. That actually will hit the second deck and land and boomerang off into the first deck. On the way from Kyle. Runners at first and second. One away here in the top of the 4th. He deals the cards. He sets. He throws. Swung on and fouled back behind the plate. But the Athletics playing tough defensively as the Oaks find some momentum here. Here in the top of the 4th. On the way from Kyle. Kyle deals the cards. Runners at first and second. Here in downtown Fresno. He sets. He throws. Be caught way upstairs for a 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count for Justin Verna. The first baseman, Verna, out of Kanata College. He deals the cards. He throws. Swung on. Going to be popped up to the right side. That'll be fouled. But glad to have you along here on the Athletics Streaming Network. It's been a good one for the Athletics with 2 runs in the first, 3 runs in the second, and 3 runs in the third. That's how they have 8 runs. 2 runs already scored by the Oaks here in the top of the 4th. He throws. Swung on and fouled to the right side. Here's Ryan Cronk going to track the ball down in the bullpen. But here we go. On the way from Kyle. Top 4, 1 away. Runners at first and second. He deals the cards. He sets. He throws. He called a little bit below for a ball. Man, holy moly. Counts even 2-2. On the way from Kyle. Runners at first and second. Fresno trying to stop the bleeding here. He throws. Swung on and fouled once again to the right side. We have a good crowd coming in to watch the Athletics play in the doubleheader. Here they go, on the way from Kyle. Runners at first and second. Fresno leads by 6. He deals, he throws. Swung on and fouled back once more. Well, talking about that, the CCL showcase at MLB Academy in Southern California. It was actually at Compton College down south. It was on the Bally Sports West. That's the TV home of the Angels. On the way, called for a strike. He was caught looking. 2 down here in the top of the 4th. For the Athletics, as the Athletics try to pull a rabbit out of the hat here defensively. But the best and the brightest of the CCL were there. On the way from Kyle. He sets, he froze. Wants to throw for the tag out over at second, but decides to play a mind game with the second baseman himself. Lapioid. On the way from Kyle. Swing and a miss for a strike. But here we go. As the Athletics try to get something going here, defense, they try to strand the runners here in Fresno. He sets, he deals, he froze. He called just a bit outside for a ball. But here we go as the Athletics try to strand the runners and get off the field. And intact on the way outside once more for a 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike is the count for Alex Wool. Alex Wool, last time up, the third baseman had a fly out in the second for his first at-bat. On the way from Kyle. He deals, he throws. Swung on, going to be popped up. And that will land to the right of us, and there's Garrett Dykstra going to track the ball down. This is a big baseball park, and tracking the baseballs down here, the foul balls, it's kind of a process and a little bit of a chore for the Athletics, trying to track them all down, because they like to play hide and seek. Actually, I see a baseball all the way over here. I'm pretty good at this. On the way from Kyle, he sets, he throws. Time is called by the home plate umpire. But here we go. He sets. He throws. Big caught a little bit upstairs for a ball. Actually, I see a foul ball to my left. I actually see it's around 11 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock to my left, down that third base sign. As time is called once more. On the way from Kyle, runners at first and second. Fresno trying to put something, trying to strand the runners. He froze. Swing and a miss. He will go back to the dugout. Back-to-back Ks for Kyle Rader, and that will retire the side. It's the Athletics with 8 and the Oaks with 2. We'll be right back. Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletics Streaming Network. We go to the bottom of the fourth here in Fresno as your Athletics lead by 6 over the Palo Alto Oaks, 8-2, as Eric Anderson will step up to the plate to lead things off for the Athletics here. Romario Alvarez still on the mound, towing the rubber for the Oaks here in Game 1. First pitch on the way from Alvarez. Be caught just a bit outside for a 1-0 for the leadoff man, Eric Anderson. Anderson from Henderson, Nevada. Currently goes to the College of Southern Nevada. Had a home run in Reno, home run in Healdsburg, home run in Santa Clarita on the way. Swung on to be a soft ground, picked up right across the way from Frippo. Frippo going to throw it over to first, over to Verna, and he'll get him out for out number 1. Here's your infield and outfield look for the Oaks once more. It's Arsenault behind the plate. Wu at third. Gavartos at short. Furpo at second. Verna at first. As Cameron Demaria steps up to the plate with 1 away here in the bottom of the fourth. On the way from Alvarez. Be caught a bit upstairs for a ball for a 1-0. Cameron Demaria out of the University of Minnesota Crookston. The Golden Eagle at the plate for his third at-bat. Last time up in the second, he was struck out by Alvarez and had a sacrificial fly in the first. He froze way inside for a 2-0. Had a good chat with Cameron today in the dugout. On the way, he sets. He froze way outside to make the count 3-0. Cameron Demaria working well with the count here. A great day for baseball here in Fresno, California. Second day in the homestand on the way from Alvarez and way inside for ball 4 as Cameron Demaria will take a base. But here we go as Brandon Dodd steps up to the plate with 1 away here in the bottom of the fourth. Brandon Dodd stepping right back up. He's 2 for 2 already. Had a standing double I should say, in the third. Had a base hit in the first. On the way from Alvarez for a runner at first. On the way, he froze. Swung on and fouled to the left side. And Wyatt Featherston trying to get the ball, but kind of miscalculated it. But hey, Wyatt Featherston, he can still play. He can still play in the outfield. Wait, I might give him my baseball glove. Might have him out there at third base. On the way from Alvarez, he sets with a runner at first. That's Demaria. He froze way upstairs for a ball. That's right. Tomorrow will be the first game in a 3-game series between the SoCal Halos and your Fresno Athletics. First pitch time tomorrow will be at 9 a.m. actually. 9 a.m. Breakfast at the ballpark. He sets. Here comes Alvarez. He froze. Swing and a miss for a strike for a 1-2. But the Athletics trying to paint a picture here offensively, try to keep the offensive train moving. On the way from Alvarez, a righty deals the cards to the right-handed batter, Dodd out of Visalia, California. It's a wild pitch, and here comes Demaria. Demaria's going to run all the way over to second base. He steals second base. Impressive performance by Cameron Demaria, the hometown hero from Fresno, California. But here we go. Wind picking up here in the concourse level as the Athletics try to strengthen their lead. Here comes Alvarez. He sets. He throws. Swing and a miss. And Dodd will go down swinging. He'll go back to the dugout. 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth as Cameron Demaria is waiting for his teammate to bring him home. It might be Steven Martinez. Mr. Mustache Man himself up to the plate here, trying to bring his teammate home as the Athletics lead by 6, 8-2. Here comes Alvarez. He sets. He deals the first card to Martinez. He waits. He fires. Swung on. That's going to be a short pop. Tracked down by the second baseman himself, Rippo, and he'll get him out. That will win the inning here in Fresno, but the Athletics still lead 8-6 over the out-of-town Palo Alto Oaks. We'll be right back. Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletics Streaming Network. Here we go, to the top of the fifth. New pitcher for the Athletics will be Jacob Manor, and this pitching change is brought to you by Demaria Law Firm, Premier Insurance Defense, School Defense, and Employment Defense Law Firm in the Central Valley. Proud supporters of the Fresno Athletics. First pitch on the way from Manor will be a bit outside for a 1-0 as Dante Ordonez will step up to the plate. Here's the 1-0 from Manor. He froze. That's going to be grounded. Hit him across the way from Ochoa. Throws it over to first to Demaria. He'll get him out for out number 1. One already gone here in the top of the fifth as Jordan Scott steps up to the plate. Jordan Scott will step up for the Oaks here in game 1. Jacob Manor out of Hanford, California, the former Golden Bear of Sierra Pacific High School, on the way from Manor. Manor the painter froze. Will be a little bit outside for a 1-0 for Scott. Scott last time up had a base hit, but was thrown out at first in that crazy triple play. I couldn't believe my eyes. I've never seen a triple play in person before. On the way, popped up. That's going to go into deep right field. Tracked down by Portwood. Portwood camps under it. He snatches it out of the sky for out number 2. 2 gone already here in the top of the fifth as the Athletics try to keep the defense moving. As Tyler Firpo, I should say, steps up to the plate. Jacob Manor's mom and dad are in attendance. His dad, Mike, and his mom, Teresa. Over to the right. I mean, they're very nice people here at the ballpark. On the way, be called just a bit outside that zone. Manor trying to paint that left zone pretty well. I always talk with Jacob Manor's parents in between the doubleheader. On the way, the ball escapes Eric Anderson's mitt. But here we go. Good crowd on hand here for this afternoon's contest. On the way from Manor, the painter will be caught a little bit below for a 3-0. Wow. But here we go. Here comes Manor for a 2 away here in the top of the fifth. He froze. Be called for a strike to make the count 3-1. But here we go, here at Chansey Park in downtown Fresno, the Athletics trying to hold the Oaks offense. On the way to make grounded. Picking across the white line. It's going to be picked away by Steven Martinez, but the home plate umpire will call it fouled. But here we go. On the way from Maynard the Painter with the wind blowing out the left center field. He sets, he froze. Swung on and skied foul to the right side. But the Athletics trying to paint a picture here defensively, trying to get out of here alive. Maynard the Painter doing pretty well on the mound. He sets, trying to paint that zone. He froze. Swung on. That's going to be drilled in the right center field. That's going to go near the warning track. And here comes Firpo. Firpo's going to round across away from second. He's going to try to go all the way over to third. That's going to be a standing triple for Tyler Firpo, the leadoff man for the Palo Alto Oaks. Wow.
Now batting number 9.
But here they go as Gino Hutchinson steps up to the plate for the Oaks for his third at-bat. He had a standing double last time up in the fourth and had a ground out in the first. But here they go. Clark's over in left field. Mustache Man is over at third base. That's Mr. Steven Martinez on the way for a wild pitch, and that's going to bring in Firpo. Firpo's going to step on the home plate, and the game is now within 5 runs. Fresno still leads 8-3. 2 away here in the top of the 5th here in Fresno. But after a quick conversation with Eric Anderson and Jacob Maynard, the Athletics settle right back in here in the top of the 5th. Here comes Maynard the Painter. He sets. He deals. He throws. Swung on. That's going to go in the gap in left center. And here comes Hutchinson. That'll be a base hit for Hutchinson. As Anthony DiTorre will step up to the plate.
Now batting number 22, Anthony DiTorre.
DiTorre steps up to the plate from Coppin State University. The Athletics trying to strand the runner at first with 2 away in the top of the 5th. Here comes Maynard the Painter. He throws way inside for a 1-0. Jacob Maynard, he will be attending Cal Lutheran in the fall, actually. On the way from Maynard the Painter, he deals the cards. He sets. He throws. Way inside as Anderson wanted to rifle it over to first for the tagout. But here they go. Counts 2-0. Maynard the Painter 2 away. Top 5. Runner at first. On the way. He sets. He throws. Big call just a bit outside for a ball. Let's give you the infield and outfield look for the Athletics. It'll be Eric Anderson behind the plate out of the College of Southern Nevada. It'll be Steven Martinez for Isaiah Clark at third base out of the University of Southwest. Brandon Dodd at short on the way. Anderson wants to throw it over. That'll be called for ball 4. That'll put runners at first and second. At second base will be Isaiah Ochoa, and at first base will be Cameron Demaria. But here we go. On the way from Maynard, as a saucy Sato, I should say. Sato is at the plate as Maynard is on the mound, toeing the rubber. He throws. Big called for a strike for an 0-1. Runners at first and second and 2 away in the top of the 5th. The Athletics trying to get out of this inning alive as they lead by 5. In the outfield, it'll be Clark, Isaiah Clark out of Fresno Pacific University in left field on the way a bit out. They're going to call that a strike. Interesting zone there. But all right. It'll be Ryan Tiger in center field and Joseph Portwood in right. But here we go. On the way from Maynard the Painter. He deals the cards. He sets 2 away, top 5. He froze. Swung on and lifted foul to the left side. But the Athletics trying to put something together here. Defensively, trying to stop the bleeding and trying to strand the runners here. Here we go, on the way. Here comes Manny the Painter. He deals the cards here in game 1. He sets. He froze. Way outside as Anderson had to quickly grab it and try to throw it over the tag out. But it did not happen, but here we go. On the way from Maynard the Painter. Runners at first and second. 2 away. Top 5. He sets. He froze. Swung on and fouled to the left side. Actually, a lucky fan will get the ball. But here we go. On the way from Mayor the Painter. Runners at first and second. He froze. He called for a strikeout. He was caught looking. And that will retire the side in Fresno. Fresno leads 8-3 over the Palo Alto Oaks. We'll be right back. Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletics Streaming Network. We go to the bottom of the 5th here in Fresno as Isaiah Clark will lead things off for your Fresno Athletics. I'm Brian Welch with the Athletics Streaming Network. Glad to have you here at Chukchansi Park in downtown Fresno as your Athletics lead by 5, 8-3 against the visitors from Palo Alto, California, the Palo Alto Oaks. First pitch on the way to Clark will be called a strike for a 0-1. Isaiah Clark out of Fresno Pacific University, 2 for 2 so far this afternoon. On the way, Alvarez, he deals, he throws. He called for a ball as it skips across the plate from Arsenault. Arsenault has to track that one down. Bottom 5, leadoff man Isaiah Clark. His mom and dad are in attendance this afternoon. Have a little bit of a cheering section for the Clarks. On the way from Alvarez. He sets. He throws. He caught a little bit upstairs for a ball. Had a good chat with Isaiah. He brought up the idea of doing this day in baseball history, actually. Well, we'll have another one for the top of the 6th. On the way from Alvarez. He deals the cards. He throws. Swung on and fouled back behind the plate. Actually will land, and gravity will do its work as it will land around 1 o'clock to me on the right side. On the way, for the leadoff man Isaiah Clark against Romero Alvarez. On the way from Alvarez. Be called for a ball as Arsenault has to track that one down. But the Athletics playing tough baseball so far. Getting 2 runs in the first, 3 runs in the second, 3 runs in the third. That's how they have 8 runs. 2 runs already in the fourth for the Oaks and 1 run in the fifth. He throws way outside by Alvarez. That'll be ball 4 for Isaiah Clark. As Joseph Portwood steps up to the plate for the Athletics of Fresno out of Benedict University, the right fielder steps up for his third at-bat. He's 1 for 2 so far today. Had a base hit, which cashed in a run in the second, and a fly out in the third. But on the way from Alvarez, he deals the first card to Portwood out of Benedict University. He sets, he throws. Swung on, a soft ground pitch across the way from DeRusso. Toss it over to second, throws it over to center, football, and that's going to heal. And the Verna will fumble the ball at first base.
That foul ball, you guys didn't go up to the upper deck. It went down in 117, I believe it is. Kind of in the middle or somewhere in that section, 117.
Now batting number 13.
Copy that.
Ivan Ruiz.
As Ivan Ruiz, sorry about that. As Ivan Ruiz steps up to the plate for his third at-bat today. Portwood's over at first base. Ivan Ruiz, the former Clovis North High School Bronco, at the plate from Reedley College. Portwood's at first. 1 away, bottom 5 here in Fresno. He deals the cards. He sets. He throws it over to first with a tag out, and the infield umpire will call him safe. But a hot one here this afternoon in Fresno, California. It won't be as hot tomorrow. A 9 a.m. first pitch on the way from Alvarez, the Romero Alvarez. He throws way inside, and Portwood will slide to steal second. Holy cannoli, what a run by the young man from Sacramento, California. Actually, that'll be a walk for Ivan Ruiz.
Now batting number 24.
As Justin Francis will step up to the plate, the number 10 batter for the Athletics. Both teams having 10 batters. But here we go. On the way from Alvarez, he deals the first card to the engineer. He throws. Be called for a ball. It's a wild pitch, and the runners will go to second and third. Portwood over to third, and Ruiz over to second. Fresno playing tough with the offense, but trying to put some more runs on the board to put some insurance on the Oaks of Palo Alto. But here they go. Runners at second and third is Justin Francis from Porterville College. Will step up to the plate once more. Counts 1-0 already. Francis from Colorado. On the way from Alvarez. He throws. Swung on. That's going to be drilled deep in the center field. Tracked down by Hutchinson. That's going to be a sacrifice. And here comes Portwood. Portwood's going to go all the way home. 9-3, Fresno leads in game 1. Ivan Ruiz is still over at second.
Now batting number 31.
That is Francis' second sac fly so far today, as Ryan Tiger steps up to the plate for his fourth at-bat here in the bottom of the fifth. On the way from Alvarez, with Ruiz over at second. He deals the first card to Ryan Tiger as he steps off the bag. His dad, Larry Tiger's in attendance. To the left, over to the left, to that third base, on that third base side. Here they go, on the way. He deals the card. Alvarez, runner at second, bottom 5. Fresno leads by 6. He throws way upstairs for a ball. Ryan Tiger from Reedley College. Last time up, had a walk in the third, which he was not able to cash that one in. Had a base hit in the second, which cashed in a run. and was struck out by Mario Alvarez. On the way from Alvarez, he deals the card to Tiger. Swung on and got a piece of it behind the plate. But here we go. Here comes Alvarez, a runner at second. It's Ryan Tiger at the plate. Alvarez on the mound. He froze. Swung on. That's going to be drilled deep into left field. Tracked down by the wind. He's going to camp under it, right near the warning track. And that will end the inning here in Fresno as the Athletics put an extra run on the board. They lead by 6. The Athletics with 9. And the Oaks with 3. Will be right back. Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletics Streaming Network. We go to the top of the 6th here in Fresno as Ryan Lopierre will lead things off for the Oaks of Palo Alto, as Jacob Manor will be on the mound, towing the rubber for your Athletics to try to close this one out as his ball team leads by 6, 9-3 over the Palo Alto Oaks. On the way from Manor the Painter, swung on and got a piece of it. Lopierre had that huge grab in left field last inning. Last time up, had a walk in the 4th, made it all the way to second base, but was not able to cash that one in. And it had a fly out in the 2nd. On the way from Manor, way upstairs for another ball. But the Athletics trying to play tough here defensively, as the Athletics try to paint a pitcher, trying to get game 1 in the doubleheader. On the way, swung on, and Martinez will not be able to get that, but here comes Lopierre, going to go all the way over to second base for a little bit of a confusion. But here we go. As Jason Arsenault will step up to the plate for the Oaks.
Jason Arsenault.
Palo Alto here as they are down by 6. The Athletics lead 9-3 from over Palo Alto. On the way from Manor the Painter for a runner at second. Here comes Manor. He deals the cards to Arsenault. He waits. He deals. He throws. Swung on. That's going to be hit in the gap in the left center, tracked down by Clark. Clark's going to throw it all the way to Martinez at third. He's going to be called out. Great heads-up play by Steven Martinez. One down here in the top of the 6th. Holy moly. Defense is on fire. If the defense makes a mistake, they're able to rebound quickly. But here we go in game one. Top 6 on the way from Manor. As Verna, the first baseman, will be called for a ball for a 1-0. Verna out of, checking my roster, out of Kanata College, actually. Wind blowing straight into right field. On the way from Manny the Painter for runner at first. One away, top 6. He deals, he throws. He called for a ball for a 2-0. Oscar Hinojosa having some encouraging words for his players. In the dugout, on the way from Manny the Painter. Runner at first, top 6. He called a little bit upstairs for a ball. But the Athletics trying to play tough here as Eric Anderson will have a chat with Manny the Painter. And this pause in the action is brought to you by DeMaria Law Firm, Premier Insurance Defense, School Defense, and Employment Defense Law Firm in the Central Valley. Proud supporters of the Fresno Athletics. But here they go, as after that little conference between Eric Anderson and Jacob Manor, the Athletics try to stop the bleeding here. On the way. Here in the top of the 6th as the Athletics lead by 6, 9-3. He waits, he deals, he throws. Swung on and fouled to the right side. Great day for baseball, just a little bit hot. The heat wave has made an appearance here in the San Joaquin Valley. Current temperatures here at Chansey Park is the century mark. 100 degrees will be 103. Today on the way, swung on and grounded foul to the right side as it actually ricocheted off the dugout of the Athletics. It'll be 100 right now at 2 o'clock. 3 p.m. will be 102. 4 p.m. will be 103. 5 p.m. will be 103. 6 p.m. 103. 101 at 7. 98 at 8. On the way, swung on and fouled once again behind the plate. I know it's hot. You can bring your ice cream. You can bring your ice cream, your sodas to the ballpark. On the way from Jacob Manor for runner at first. Top 6. Here he goes. He throws. Swung on. Going to be lifted up into right. Isaiah Ochoa calls it, and he will snatch out of the sky for out number 2. As Alex Wu steps up to the plate for the Oaks of Palo Alto. But here we go. But here comes Manny the Painter with 2 away here in the top of the 6th. The Athletics trying to strand the runner over at first. Wu is the batter. He throws. Be called for a ball as Anderson throws it over to first for the tag out, and he'll be called safe by the infield umpire. But here we go. Hey, there's Garrett Dykstra to my right. I think he might have went upstairs, actually. Yeah, on the way as Anderson throws it over to first for the tag out. He'll be called safe once again. Eric Anderson's been rifling every ball over to first base. He's probably one of the best arms on the West Coast to do that behind the plate. But here they go. Here comes Manny the Painter. He deals the cards. The Woo. He waits. He throws. Be called for a ball as Anderson had to quickly grab it because he wanted to rifle it over to first base for the tag out. On the way. Be called for a strike. An impressive performance so far by Manny the Painter out of Hanford, California. Here he goes. Runner at first. 2 away. Top 6. He waits. He throws. Swung on and will be fouled to the right side. But that's right. Tomorrow will be the first game in a 3-game series against the SoCal Halos, a team that the Athletics swept here at Chansey Park all the way back in that last week in June. Here comes Manny the Painter. He waits. He deals. Top 6. He throws. Swung on. And that'll be fouled. Called by the home plate umpire. But interesting kind of a change in position between Isaiah Clark and Steven Martinez. I don't think we've seen Isaiah Clark play in the outfield in a Fresno Athletics uniform all season long. But here we go. On the way. He throws. He called for a strike. He was caught looking. And that will retire the side here in Fresno. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's the Athletics with 9 and the Oaks with 3. We'll be right back. Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletics Streaming Network. We go to the bottom of the 6th here in Fresno. We go into the danger zone as Isaiah Ochoa lead things off for your Fresno Athletics as the Athletics lead by 6, 9-3 over the Palo Alto Oaks. Here in game 1 of the doubleheader, on the way from Alvarez will be called just a bit outside for a ball. Make the count 1-0 for the leadoff man Isaiah Ochoa out of Reedley College. On the way from Alvarez, he deals the cards to the leadoff man Ochoa. He throws. Swung on, that's going to be picked up across the way by the shortstop. So throws it over to first, and he will be out for out number 1. Hey, thank you, Mr. Welch. Mr. Welch, my father, actually, he was celebrating his 64th birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to Richard Welch, my dad. Thanks for coming to all the baseball games with me, Dad.
Eric
Well, here they go as Eric Anderson steps up to the plate out of Henderson, Nevada. He deals the card, he throws. Be called just a bit below for a ball. Well, that's right. Bottom 6 here in Fresno as the Athletics lead 9-3 over the Palo Alto Oaks. On the way from Alvarez. He deals the card. He sets. He throws. Oh man. Anderson wanted to swing for it, but it'll be called for a ball. 2-0. But here we go as the Athletics try to keep the lead away from the Oaks here, trying to put some insurance in before the top of the 7th. He waits. He throws. He caught a bit outside for a ball. But a great day for baseball here in Fresno. You come on down, the Grizz is cooking hot dogs, bacon wrapped hot dogs, actually, that's what I heard. On the way, he sets, he throws. Be caught a little bit below for ball 4, and Eric Anderson will take a walk 90 feet to first base. As Cameron Demaria steps up to the plate. Out of Fresno, California, currently goes to the University of Minnesota Crookston.
Cameron Demaria.
But here we go. First pitch on the way from Alvarez. He sets of a runner at first. He froze. Be caught a little bit below for a 1-0. The Athletics trying to get something going here offensively. Cameron Demaria, his grandparents, watch the broadcast every game. Special shout out to them on the way from Alvarez. He froze. Be called below for a 2-0. And his mom and dad are here at the ballpark, and his girlfriend Whitney is joining us here for the homestand. But here comes Cameron Demaria. He battles in at the plate. He sets. He froze. Whoa! And Cameron Demaria was hit by the pitch. And that'll bring runners over to first and second. Runners at first and second and 1 away in the bottom of the 6th.
Now batting number 33.
Brandon Dodd will try to bring his teammates home. Brandon Dodd out of Visalia, California will step up to the plate here as the Athletics try to put some more insurance on the Oaks. Runners at first and second, bottom 6. He froze. Be called for a strike for an 0-1. Brandon Dodd out of Visalia, California, last time up was struck out in the 4th, had a standing double actually in the 3rd, and had a base hit in the 1st. On the way, swung on, going to be popped foul behind the plate. Actually will land right to the right. Right to the right of me, actually. Say that 50 times fast. As gravity will do its work, and the boss man, Anthony Demaria, will track the ball down. Here they go, on the way from Alvarez to Brandon Dodd. He sets. He froze. Swung on, that's going to be drilled deep into left. Tracked down by Laguin. He tracks it, he'll steal it out of the sky. And that will be an out for Brandon Dodd. Special shout out to Everett Ike, one of my buddies at Fresno State. He's currently listening to the broadcast on the Athletic Streaming Network. But here we go, as Steven Martinez, Mr. Mustache Man himself, will step up to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th. As we'll have a pinch runner, Matthew Warren will come in for Eric Anderson here in the bottom of the 6th. But on the way, here comes Alvarez. He deals the cards. He waits. He froze. Froze over to second, I should say. Try to get Lauren out, but no dice. Matthew Lauren out of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, the former Golden Bear of Sierra Pacific High School in Hanford, California. But here they go. On the way, as Steven Martinez gets the cards dealt by Alvarez. He waits. He froze. Be called just a little bit below for a ball. But the Athletics trying to play smart offense here, trying to bring more runners in to put some more insurance for the Athletics. Here they go. Bottom 6. Fresno leads by 6. He sets. He froze. That's Alvarez. He called for a ball once more. As the Athletics try to get something going here offensively with 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. Scoring is very important for the green and yellow. On the way from Alvarez. He sets. He deals the cards. He froze. Swung on. That's going to go into left field. That's going to go near the line. Here comes Lauren. Lauren goes all the way from third. He's going to go all the way home. An RBI single for Steven Martinez, Mr. Mustache Man himself. 10-3, Fresno leads by a touchdown.
number 11,
As Isaiah Clark steps up to the plate. On the way of runners at first and second. He waits, he froze. Swung on, gonna be popped up. Tracked down by the shortstop himself, DeVerto. He will get him out for out number 3. But that will end the inning here in Fresno. 6 innings in the book. We go to the top of the 7th. It's your Athletics with 10 and the Palo Alto Oaks with 3. We'll be right back. Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletics Streaming Network. We go to the top of the 7th here in Fresno as the Oaks are down by 7 by a touchdown as your Athletics lead. Here in downtown Fresno as Dante Ordonez will lead things off, Ordonez I should say, for the Oaks. As Jacob Maynard the painter will deal the first card to him. With his mom and dad watching at the ballpark. On the way, first pitch will be caught a little bit below for a 1-0. Ordonez had a ground out in the 5th and a base hit in the 3rd, which he was thrown out at second base. On the way from Maynard. Swung on and lifted foul to the right side. Hey, there's Wyatt Featherston. There he is. But here we go. On the way from Maynard. He deals the cards. Be called for a swing and a miss for a strike to make the count 1-2. Ordonez out of San Francisco City College on the way as time is called by Ordonez. Actually did a San Francisco City College game all the way back in February for West Hills College, Coalinga. West Hills actually won that in a walk-off. On the way, swung on. That's going to be in the gap in left center. And a base hit for Ordonez. Lead things off here in the top of the 7th. As Jordan Scott steps up to the plate for the Oaks of Palo Alto, I should say. Trying to get something going here offensively for Palo Alto, but the Athletics do not want to see it. On the way from Maynard the Painter from Hanford, California, here in the top of the 7th. He waits, he throws. Swing and a miss for a strike. Impressive performance by Maynard the Painter, painting that zone perfectly. On the way from Maynard, he deals the cards, he sets, he throws. Swung on, going to be popped up. It's going to be tracked down by Ochoa. Ochoa camps under. He will snatch it out of the sky for out number 1. Now we go back to the top of the order of Tyler Frippo, I should say. As the Athletics try to keep the defensive ways going here. This is Frippo's 4th at-bat in game 1. On the way from Maynard the Painter here in the top of the 7th. Frippo had a standing triple in the 5th, which cashed in a run. Hey, it was part of that triple play. I messed up on that triple play. I have never seen a triple play like that before, and had he grounded out in the 1st. But here we go. On the way from Maynard the Painter. He deals. He throws. Swung on. Going to be bowled across the way. That's going to go in the gap in left center. And that'll be another base hit. With runners at 1st and 2nd. As Gino Hutchinson steps up to the plate for his 4th at-bat as well.
Hutchinson.
Out of Kanata College, Hutchinson will wait for the cards to be dealt by Maynard. But here we go. On the way from Maynard the Painter, he deals the cards. He sets, he throws. Swung on and screamed foul to the left side. Wind blowing out to right field already. Wind's been picking up here a lot more than we've seen this homestand, than the 2 homestands we've seen. But here we go. On the way from Maynard the Painter. He deals the cards. He deals them to Hutchinson. Runners at 1st and 2nd already. He throws. He called for a ball as Eric Anderson has to track that one down. Hutchinson last time up had a base hit in the 5th, made it all the way to second base, was not able to cash that one in. Had a standing double in the 4th, but was able to cash that in. Had a ground out in the 1st. But here we go, on the way from Maynard the Painter, trying to paint the zone perfectly. He sets. He throws. He called for a strike. Counts 1 and 2. But talking with the skipper of the Oaks have played baseball every summer for 74 years. Long time. They kept going during the pandemic. On the way from Maynard the Painter, runners at 1st and 2nd. He waits. He throws. He called for a strikeout. He was caught looking. 2 down here in the top of the 7th as Anthony DeViso steps up to the plate.
Anthony DiVitoro.
Here comes Maynard with 2 away here in the top of the 7th. The Athletics trying to seal the deal here in downtown Fresno. Here comes Maynard. He deals. He throws. Swing and a miss for a strike to make the count 0-1. DiVitoro, last time up, had a walk in the 5th, but was not able to cash that one in. Had a base hit in the 4th, which was able to cash in the run, and was struck out. He was the first victim for Kyle Rader all the way back in the 1st inning. On the way, swung on and screamed foul to the right side. But here we go. But on the way from Maynard. Trying to paint the zones perfectly. He waits. He deals. He throws. Swung on. And Villatoro got a piece of it. But after the conclusion of Game 1, we'll have Game 2 in just a little bit on the Athletic Streaming Network. But glad to have you along here this afternoon for Game 1. The count's still 0-1. But here they go. On the way from Maynard. He deals. Fresno leads 10-3 over the Palo Alto Oaks in Game 1 of the series. He called for a strike for a little bit, going to call that for a 1 and 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count. But here we go. On the way from Jacob Maynard, the man of the painter. Here's the 1-2 punch from the painter himself. He froze. Swung on, going to be popped up. And it'll be a foul right in front of us. Actually, to the right of us in our broadcast position. We've had some foul balls come close, but they have not made contact yet. They have not hit the table, or they've come into the our little press box here right behind home plate. But here comes Maynard. Maynard deals the cards. He waits. He sets. He froze. Swung on. That'll be popped foul to the left side. But here we go. Top 7 here in Fresno. The count's 1-1. Fresno leads by a touchdown, 10-3. Here we go. On the way from Maynard the painter, trying to paint the zone perfectly. He froze. Whoa, way inside for a ball. Wind picking up a lot more than we've seen this whole entire game. Here comes Maynard the painter trying to paint the zone perfectly. He sets. He froze. Swung on, gonna be golfed into left center field. Tracked down by Clark. He will snatch it out of the sky. Fresno wins 10-3. Fresno wins game 1 in the series in the doubleheader against the Palo Alto Oaks. An impressive performance by the Athletics offensively and defensively. We'll go for game number 2 in just a little bit. Final score here today in game 1. Your Fresno Athletics with 10 and the Palo Alto Oaks with 3. I'd like to say thank you so much for watching Fresno Athletics Baseball on the Athletics Streaming Network.